G20 stars Viola Davis and Anthony Anderson in a so-so action film, not really worth watching, over on Amazon Prime. Amazon's G20 is a so-so action film. It's not really worth watching. If you have 2 hours to spend, don't really have anything else, you can put this on in the background. It's something that the basic plot of it goes as followed. Viola Davis is a, quote, war hero who's elected as president. Gives you some backstory to that at the beginning. She had to work twice as hard to get to where she is. She has a tech-savvy daughter that sneaks out of the White House, gets caught drinking at a bar, turns around, has to go to the G20 summit with her mother and her brother and her husband Anthony Anderson in the movie. And while at the G20 summit, it's taken over by terrorists or hijacked by terrorists who are trying to do a Bitcoin heist or trying to crash the world's economy to make Bitcoin or some kind of cryptocurrency skyrocket in value. And then Viola Davis is able to sneak out or is snuck out of the hostage situation, and she and a couple of people end up rescuing, or she and her Secret Service agent end up rescuing a few people, and then she has to fight her way back in or fight her way to be able to stop the main guy, Anthony Starr, or Homelander from the Amazon series The Boys. They have to fight him to stop him from getting away with this crashing the world's economy. That's really the basic plot of it. They use a lot of terms like Bitcoin, AI, deepfakes, or using world leaders, creating deepfakes of them saying that they're going to steal from people, which is steal money or use the digital currency to enrich themselves, which causes the world's economies to start crashing, and takes the Bitcoin wallet that Anthony Starr's character stole at the very beginning of the film, go from like $70 million worth of crypto to like $100-something billion worth of crypto. But he live streams this or puts himself on camera, which is kind of implausible, as you're never going to be able to get away from this at this point. But that's really the basic gist of the film. It ends with Viola Davis beating up a lot of people, getting into a helicopter, or her daughter's in a helicopter with Anthony Starr's character. She wants to replace herself with her daughter. She ends up getting in a fight. The helicopter almost goes over the helipad into a ravine, but she's able to be saved by people showing up, pulling the helicopter back over. After she kicks Anthony Starr, she shoots him, and he goes falling out the side of the helicopter. It's really kind of a trash film, but it's not terrible. It's just something we've seen before. It's like Air Force One meets Die Hard meets White House Down meets White House Has Fallen, or the London Has Fallen. With Gerard Butler, it's kind of like those movies where the president has this combat experience. You see Viola Davis beating up men twice her size in this. She's is revealed to have been fresh in combat when the photo was taken of her that led to her becoming elected as president, as being a war hero who rescued somebody. But you see her beating up people and then having like excellent marksmanship, shooting like 4 or 5 people in a row as they walk into the room at different angles. It's a little bit unbelievable considering her age, being near 60 years old at the filming of this. But it's something that I wouldn't really recommend it unless you have the 2 hours to kind of just poke around, or 2 hours to leave it on in the background. Other than that, I guess I would recommend it if you like Viola Davis, and you should watch it because she gives a good performance in it, as does her Secret Service agent who takes a bullet for her. But other than that, it's really just kind of a standalone film that's not very good, or it's not really worth watching. It's one that you can tell they spent a lot of money on it, but there's a lot of plot holes in it, or contrivances about the Special Forces strike team all getting blown up together that the U.S. would have there, that the U.S. has no protection for the president, that this guy would be able to sneak in, that the private security would be brought in instead of U.S. security would be there, that this guy would live stream himself instead of trying to keep his face off the internet. That way he could get away or escape clean. There's not a clear escape route for him and his men, as they're in this hotel in South Africa. It's basically surrounded, stuff like that. Other than that, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, and have a good day.